Hello everyone, and welcome back to Age of Noob. Today is the 25th anniversary of the Age of Empires franchise, as it's been a quarter of a century since the original AoE released back in 1997. In the special anniversary Xbox stream, Microsoft has announced a ton of new things for the franchise, so here's a quick summary of everything you need to know that was shared in the event. Hence, without further ado, sharpen your swords and let's dive right in. Alright, here's a quick overview first. The stream had a great history segment with a fantastic narrator that I highly recommend you folks to check out. It's a trip down nostalgia lane and is linked down below. That said, there are news for Age of Empires 2, Age of Empires 4, Age of Mythology, and even a brand new Age of Empires Mobile. The first big news that was shared is that we are finally getting an Xbox version for both Age of Empires 2 and Age of Empires 4, which is amazing news. AoE 2's Xbox port will be released on January 31st of the next year, and Age of Empires 4 will be released sometime next year, but it's not set in stone yet. And yes, for those of you who are wondering, you will be able to use a keyboard and a mouse to play, as that was confirmed on an official blog post. In fact, I did that almost 2 decades ago on my PlayStation 2 for Age of Empires 2. That weird Sony port did support mouse and keyboard, and it did play just fine. For those wondering how it looked, I have a restored video of its gameplay on my channel, so check it out if you're interested. Regardless, the devs are also going to adjust gameplay for controllers as well, in case some of you want to play with controllers. And before you jump in and claim that it's impossible to play with a controller, know that Dave from AoE 2 was able to reach top 10% on the ranked ladder using only a controller on the PC version of the game. If it's playable with zero optimization for controllers, rest assured that it will be playable with some optimization for sure. That said, the most important factor here actually is that it will boost the player base, as there are still tons of casual players out there who would try Age of Empires and are oblivious that our beloved franchise is still alive and kicking. Hopefully the experience will be smooth, and I'm excited to see the influx of new players to both of our games. Also, do keep in mind that crossplay can be enabled as well, so the player bases will not be divided into their own silos. Also, we got a rather peculiar new DLC announcement for Age of Empires 2 DE that went under the radar as a Discord post: the Return of Rome. It mentions that Age of Empires 1 content will be playable in the Age of Empires 2 client, but we have no additional details on what this means yet. This could be inspired by the fantastic unofficial mod that was made in Age of Empires 2 DE to pay homage to Age of Empires 1. That said, this presumably won't just be a straight port, as there are many buildings between the two games that simply do not overlap, so the devs will inevitably make changes to fit the AoE 1 civs within the AoE 2 civ mold. Does this also mean that the base game will have the civilizations added directly to be played with other existing AoE 2 civs, or will it be a separate game mode that will allow only AoE 1 civs to be played against one another? I originally thought it would be the latter, but then what would be the point of this DLC when AoE 1 DE already exists as a standalone game? Anyway, without additional info, we can only speculate at this point, but I'm excited nevertheless. Do let me know in the comments below how you think the Return of Rome DLC will pan out. After years of speculation and fan outcry, Age of Mythology fans finally get the news that they craved, as it's getting a remaster. We all know that Age of Empires 1, 2, and 3 all received the definitive treatment, and Age of Mythology was the only game in the franchise that was left out. Although I have not played Age of Mythology as much as I did play Age of Empires 1 and 2, I'm still excited to see how this will turn out, and will definitely cover its release and updates on the channel as well, so stay tuned for more. Next up, we saw this rather amazing render of an Age of Empires world that initially surprised everyone, but it turned out to be a short teaser for an Age of Empires mobile game. Within minutes of this announcement though, I've already seen tons of negative comments on this that I think is not only unwarranted, but also incorrect in their assessment overall. So here's my 2 cents on this. First of all, we have no idea what the game will look or play like. It's too early to comment on it. Second, as an AoE player yourself, you must have seen at least one of hundreds of fake AoE ads online that lure mobile gamers to fake clones that have nothing to do with Age of Empires. The prominence of these fake ads being run for years shows us that the AoE brand still resonates with so many people, and instead of being lured to fake garbage mobile games, they will now be able to play on an official game released by Microsoft. And for those of you who don't know, the mobile app industry is absolutely humongous, especially since AoE has already proven itself on a Chinese version that was wildly successful. Mobile games are very profitable due to their low cost of production and high revenue per player. Hence, a worldwide official AoE mobile game will allow them to tap into the market of casual players, and that's more funds that will help keep the AoE franchise afloat for many years to come. Also, even if a measly 1% of those mobile gamers convert to a console or a PC version of the game, that's still a sizable boost to the main player base. Not to mention that those players might opt to tune in to future events, tournaments, and be converted from other mediums and be a part of our larger community. In short, please don't hate on this just because it's not your cup of tea. There are massive potential upsides on having a high quality official Age of Empires mobile game that will likely assist in funding the franchise moving forward. Regarding Age of Empires 4, they also summarized all the new things that are released today with the Anniversary Edition, ranging from the 2 new civs to the balance changes, new ranked modes, and so on. That said, perhaps the biggest announcement that didn't get the spotlight that I think it deserved is that the Age of Empires 4's base price is reduced by a whopping 33%. This varies by region of course, but the base price is $40 in the US and €40 in the European Union. Once again, to reiterate, this is not a sale but a reduction of the base price. This means that the actual sales events in the future would further decrease this price to be even more affordable for players worldwide. Overall, this is huge news given that we've already seen what a reduction in the game's price can lead to in terms of player numbers. Well, that's all you need to know about every important new announcement for the Age of Empires franchise from the Anniversary stream. We were treated with some fantastic updates and news that will ensure that the AoE franchise will continue to thrive many years into the future. It is indeed a good day to be an AoE fan, and I'm excited to see what's in store for us. For more things Age of Empires, remember that you're at the right place at Age of Noob, so be sure to like and subscribe to not miss out on future content. As always, thanks for watching everyone, be on the lookout for a retold Prostigma, and see you all in the next one.